Andrew Jacked won the three-peat in Texas, which has become his annual ticket to the Olympia. We're looking at his 3 Texas Pro versions from 2022, 2023 and 2024, the latest of which just wrapped up. This comparison won't be suspenseful. 2024 is by far his best year. Andrew delivered and has become the biggest dark horse at this year's Olympia. I mean, this guy could place anywhere and I wouldn't be surprised. What does surprise me is seeing social media discussions about him being so good at this Texas Pro that he's now considered a top 5 contender at the Olympia. Guys, this shouldn't even be a debate. 5th place is the lowest he could place if he brings the same physique we're seeing here to the Olympia. Remember, he placed 5th last year at the Olympia, where he looked worse than he did at last year's Texas Pro, the version in the middle of our screen here. And to be honest, I think Brandon was gifted 4th last year, Andrew was superior, but that's just my opinion. This year we're going to have Nick Walker in the mix, so counting Nick, Samson, Hadi and Derek, these are probably the only athletes who go into the Olympia as favorites over Andrew. But should they still be favorites against Andrew? The way Andrew Jacked looked at this Texas Pro, I think he looked better than Nick in New York and better than Samson at both Arnold Classics. I'll eventually do all these comparisons, but for now, I think that's true. This should make Andrew Jacked the potential top 3 finisher at the Olympia, challenging the top 2 from the last couple of years, Hadi and Derek. And given the fact that Andrew is literally head and shoulders above these two, if he comes just a little more conditioned to the O, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy wins the whole thing. 76% of you who have been watching my videos regularly for the past year are not subscribed. I'm aiming for that 30k subs milestone, so if you enjoy my content and appreciate my work, consider subscribing, it's much appreciated. Now, I know I might be jumping too far ahead, but hear me out. This is what Mr. Olympia should look like. Honestly, I know I always say that I like mass monsters and value mass and conditioning above everything else, and that still stands for me. Andrew has all the mass in the world now. He's not just an aesthetic guy who needs more muscle on his frame. I think he's pretty much maxed out now. He needs a little more conditioning indeed, but what he brought to this year's Texas Pro is very close to that. Furthermore, I'm always an advocate for the importance of the mandatories, meaning whoever wins more mandatories should win the whole comparison. Not only is Andrew the best in the world today in the 3 front poses, the front double, the front lat and the abs and thighs, but he's arguably one of the best of all time in these poses. Being the best in the world in almost half the mandatories really means you beat everybody on that Olympia stage in these respective poses. Now, it should be about overall completeness too. You can't win the Olympia by being great from the front only, but is that still the case with Andrew? The side poses, yeah. He may not have the best side leg, but at least in the upper body, I think both his side chest and side triceps are world class and could battle with most top athletes in the world today. And from the back, Andrew made massive improvements. His back got wider and thicker, and even his lower body improved. Now, he's never going to have striations on his glutes or deeply cut hamstrings. It's just not his genetics. But as long as he's dry and with that improved back, he's only going to lose against guys who are the best in the world from the back. For instance, I'm pretty sure he beats Hadi in the back double with his Texas look, and arguably he could beat Nick in the back lat spread. So what are we even talking about here, guys? He has become undeniable, and yes, I'm officially on board the Andrew Jacked hype train. Now, back to this comparison between all his 3 Texas Pro wins. What can we say about it? 2023 was so much improved from 2022, especially in terms of conditioning, but also with details and execution of the poses. Yet, his arms and arguably his legs looked a little downsized. But now in 2024, I don't know what the hell he did to those guns, but that Instagram picture was not photoshopped after all. I don't know what he did, and honestly, I don't think I want to know. All I know is that it looks good. His legs too. It seems like he has the fullness of 2022 and the details of 2023, which is the best he could do at this point. As you've seen, I didn't go through all the poses between these three physiques because, quite simply, 2024 wins every single pose against the other two versions, just like probably 2023 wins every single pose against 2022, which can only mean one thing: Andrew Jacked means business. He's getting better and better every year, and just like I stated in this video, I think this is no joke anymore. Andrew Jacked is a threat to the Mr. Olympia title this year. This shouldn't even be a debate at this point. Let me know your thoughts on Andrew Jacked in the comment section below. Can he win the Olympia? Where do you see him placing at this year's O if he brings a similar package to what we saw this weekend in Texas? Also, make sure you like this video for the algorithm and subscribe to stay up to date.